Before we got our original teaser trailer for the Fantastic Four, a lot of fans were expecting and wanting to see a lot from the trailer. We wanted to see the dynamic between Marvel's first family on screen. We wanted to see if they were going to show us Galactus or other villains. And we specifically wanted to see how they looked and what their powers looked like as well, because there obviously is a difference. The team together at the very end of the teaser trailer wearing their full outfits, standing on a platform while the theme song sings Fantastic Four is really cool, but there are still a lot of things that they didn't really show us with this trailer. For example, we never got to see Mr. Fantastic stretch. We saw everybody else's powers in action, but not his. And even though we didn't see his powers, we most likely are going to with the official trailer, not just the teaser, but now the full trailer, which is expected to come pretty soon. And we have that specific reported release date to talk about today. Plus, we have some new official concept art of the Fantastic Four that was released that implies some pretty heavy things for the Fantastic Four team and this new alternate universe that we're going to be introduced to that they are living in right now. So a lot to dive into. And first and foremost, this new reported release date for the next Fantastic Four trailer that will be the full trailer is reportedly going to be April 4th. This is less than a month away, and there is a very specific reason that Marvel Studios wants to do this. And no, it's not because it's going to be on the 4th again, because it's the Fantastic Four, although yes, it does seem like they are specifically doing it for that reason as well. But the main reason is more than that. Now, this is coming from the website insiderfandom.com. This is an exclusive scoop by them. They say that they have sources close to them, which have proved reliable over and over again. They have a really strong history of being correct, have told them that Marvel is planning to release a new trailer for the Fantastic Four First Steps on 0404, the 4th of April. Now, I'm not too familiar with any of their previous reports, so take this with a grain of salt, but here's the main reason Marvel Studios would do this and why I believe it. This is a typical Marvel move. Marvel Studios needs the Fantastic Four full official trailer to be out for the Thunderbolts. When people go and see the Thunderbolts, Marvel wants them to already get excited for the next Marvel movie that is coming, which of course, when you go see the Thunderbolts, will be the trailer for the Fantastic Four. Although for Captain America Brave New World, when I went and saw it, I got a trailer for both the Thunderbolts and the Fantastic Four teaser trailer. But to be fair, I think Marvel Studios is putting a lot more into the Thunderbolts and the Fantastic Four with their marketing, because I do believe that they're going to be really great films. I enjoyed Captain America Brave New World. I thought it was solid, but I do believe that the Thunderbolts and Fantastic Four are going to be great films. And Marvel Studios is really trying to get that point across as well. You can just tell. In fact, the last Thunderbolts trailer that we got 2 days ago, Marvel Studios titled that trailer Absolute Cinema. And I actually think they were kind of poking back at Martin Scorsese, which I think is actually hilarious. If you're not familiar with that situation, Martin Scorsese in 2019 stated that Marvel's films are not cinema, that they are more akin to theme parks. So I definitely think that this is kind of a funny little jab at Martin Scorsese and kind of like a little wink to the fandom, because the fandom talked about it for a long time. In fact, some people still talk about it. I'm here talking about it right now. But the other reason they're doing this is because they really want to promote this as a really great film, especially to those fans who think that Marvel has been kind of mediocre lately. They're trying to convince everyone the Thunderbolts is going to be amazing. And part of that campaign is to have the Fantastic Four trailer play when you go watch the Thunderbolts. And the more we learn about the Fantastic Four, the more excited I get for this, because this is truly going to be quite a different film, not just from the other Fantastic Four movies, but from typical Marvel movies that we get as well. This movie is going to take place in the past, but in an alternate universe that is going to be retro-futuristic. And we can take a look at these new official concept art photos that we have for this world, for this universe, and we can see how different this universe really is. In this concept art, we see a very different New York City than what we know now in real life and in our main MCU timeline. They do have the staple buildings that represent New York City, like the Chrysler Building and the Empire State Building. And we saw the Statue of Liberty in the official teaser trailer for the Fantastic Four, but in this concept art, you can spot a lot of buildings that are not a part of our real life New York City or the MCU main timeline's New York City. A lot of futuristic buildings in here. Really does kind of look like the Jetsons a little bit, the old cartoon. Also in this picture, we can see some cars floating in the air, but both of these cars seem to be specifically police cars. We see 2 police cars in the air, and then there's another red car floating, which might be for the news or somebody very important. I'm assuming since there aren't that many flying cars in the air, it's either specifically designated for the police and maybe the news, or only very, very wealthy people can get a flying car, because we know that the Fantastic Four, they have a flying car. They showed this to us at San Diego Comic-Con. We see the car in the teaser trailer, although we don't see it fly. In fact, we didn't see any cars fly, so that makes me actually believe that perhaps Reed Richards built and invented the flying car and basically gave his technology to the government so they could use it for their police force, so they could monitor the city from overhead. Because one thing that we have learned from this concept art and the concept art that was released last week is that Reed Richards and the Fantastic Four are going to contribute to society a lot. Like, they're going to be responsible for a lot of technological advancements and a lot of advancements in civilization as well. For example, if we take a look at this other concept art scene, we can see that the police on the streets are actually robots. And again, in the air, we see 2 cars hovering, but they are police cars. We can see the lights on top of them. And with the robot holding the stop sign, we can actually see on him it says NYPD. And if you take a look at the face of the robot, it's actually very similar to Herbie's face in the actual trailer. Because remember, Reed Richards, in whatever universe he's in, should be the smartest man alive. So if all these technological advancements are happening, they should be coming from him. And this is probably why the Fantastic Four team is really famous in this universe as well. They are responsible for major advancements in civilization, and it's very clear here that they are going to space. And in their universe, they might even be the first people to go into space, which would make them even more popular. And this would actually make for an incredibly great plot point if what we have heard is true. A rumor about the plot of the Fantastic Four is that everybody does love the Fantastic Four. They're very famous, both for being scientists and superheroes. But they have a secret, and people start to suspect that they have a secret and possibly turn on them. Well, according to this rumor, their secret is that they are actually not from that universe. They come from a different universe, possibly the main MCU 616 universe. And with the concept art that was released last week for the Fantastic Four, we actually saw people attacking the Fantastic Four, specifically Sue Storm. So if Reed goes about and designs weapons and advancements for the police and the military and the government in general, and those end up being used against him, that could make for some really big storytelling depending on how they would set that up. We'll have to wait and see on this, but maybe they'll allude to it in the new trailer, the official full trailer that we're going to get hopefully April 4th. If not, I'm sure it's coming out right around then, because Marvel really needs it to be out at that time. Plus, it coming out 3 months before the film comes out, that lines up with Marvel. And hopefully we get a good look at the front of Galactus, and hopefully they show us that he can be really huge. He just shrunk himself down so he could actually be on Earth physically and find Reed Richards and the Fantastic Four, or specifically Franklin Richards. That's what I'm hoping for the most in the next Fantastic Four trailer, that and seeing Reed Richards stretch. And be sure to let me know what you want to see the most from the next Fantastic Four trailer in the comments down below. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe so you don't miss out on any of the latest Marvel news, rumors, or leaks. You can find us on Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook. And as always, thank you all so much for watching. Wolf Wolf.